Hello and welcome. Today, this is week 44, day number 2. And the equipment was doing something funky, but so that's why I was smiling when I got on here. But today we are talking about wholesaling real estate. This is the best kept secret, how to do it correctly, and all that kind of stuff. Why a lot of people fail and why only a few succeed. We're going to be talking about that. It is really very simple when it comes down to it, especially in a very, very competitive market. So I am going to talk about wholesaling. It has been almost a year since I've spoken about wholesaling. Most of the time we've been talking about cash flow and buying and holding and developing retirement income, rental income, passive income, and all of the incomes that allow us to have some time freedom so we're not really tied to a job. But as you can tell, United States Navy here in the back, and I left the military for good. It saddens my heart that I left the United States Navy just about a year ago. I did have some time, before I was fully discharged from the Navy. I was sad to leave. But as we all know, some of the things that happened in the world with the shutdowns and mandates and so forth, it was my decision that the military was a little bit, in my opinion, used to advance an agenda. And that's all I will say about it, because I love the United States military, especially the Navy, because I was in the Navy. But I decided, me and my family, it was time for us to leave. I was spending a lot of time away from them. And for example, my boy, firstborn, deployment and being called in the middle of the night to go into work, emergency meetings. I mean, you name it. Your life is the military. And it teaches you a lot of discipline. It teaches you hard work. But it does take time away from your family. To do a good job, you have to put in your heart and soul into it. And so I did that, and I'm proud that I was given the privilege to serve the country I love since 2009. And that's how I moved around the country. And I traveled the world. The military was kind enough to pay for my education. And I thank you guys who are United States citizens that gave me the privilege to serve in the greatest Navy the world has ever known, the United States Navy. But it was time to leave. And what do I do? What do I do? Right. So I had a lot of experience in real estate, because as I always say, my uncle in 1998, as I was just a kid, I was living with with him and his wife, she's married to him, but she's my dad's sister. So she's my aunt. And then I got to know him because of her. And he was a really cool guy. He was a news paper guy. He worked for the newspaper in the town. And small town in Texas. and so I always would see him reading the paper. I just thought because he worked at the newspaper, why he would read it all the time. And I just thought he was just fascinated with reading the newspaper. So at one time I just asked him, why do you read that all the time every morning? he used to work the graveyard shift. And so every morning he would bring the brand new paper from work and have his coffee. And I'd get up, get ready to go about my day. They would wake me up and they'd drive me to, school and stuff. And so I would ask him, why he was reading the paper every single morning. What was so interesting? And he said, I'm not reading the news. I am looking for deals. Deals. I'm like, you do this every day? And he says, yeah. So tax lien deals, tax deeds in Texas. And he was looking at foreclosures. He always had a ton of money. I always noticed, man, he was killing it. And I loved his brand new truck. The guy would buy a brand new truck every single year. He loved trading it in. He would just trade it in, and he just made sure that his payments were up to date. And I asked him, how he made so much money. He's like, well, I have properties and the cash flow. I have cash flow reserved for my truck. That's how I'm able to buy it every single year. I think one time he waited 2 years. He kind of had to take one for the team, I guess. And so he didn't buy it, but every year that was his habit, he just loved Ram. He had a Ram truck, and every year he just upgrades to the brand new one. And so I just remember his truck always smelled like a brand new truck, and I just love it. In South Texas, I was just a kid. Like I said, I used to go to McDonald's in this truck, they drive me there and play at the playground and all that kind of stuff. So it was very cool. I really loved that. But he started teaching me if I was interested, and asked me if I was interested in real estate. And he advised me, the one thing you want to do, it doesn't matter what you do in life, make sure you buy real estate. Make sure you're always, every day looking at deals. And even to this day, he looks at deals every single day. The 1998, that was a long time ago. But even to this very day, he's always looking at real estate. So I developed a habit of always looking at real estate, no matter where I was. I was in the Navy. I worked, I moved to Arizona. I worked at a very luxurious airport in Scottsdale. And listen, the real estate bug never left me. I've had it ever since, and that's what I try to do every day. And that's what you see on this channel. Every day I'm looking at deals, I'm analyzing deals. But today we are talking about, for the last part, the next few weeks of this 1-year challenge, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I've done over the last year that you can do. If I can do it, anybody can do it, right? I am not the most qualified. I'm sure you guys have seen me struggle in my videos and stuff. I was always a C student in school. I had to pass the ASVAB. My qualifications I didn't meet qualifications to get me a good job for the ASVAB to go into the Navy. I mean, they almost didn't accept me in the Navy because I was just below average, way below. So I know my potential when it comes to academics and stuff. I had to do math and so forth, and to take the ASVAB test. So that was just not very encouraging. I saw a bunch of people that were becoming, they were going into really high level careers in the Navy, like being in submarines. And, the Air Force, I wanted to originally go into the Air Force, but the Air Force just pretty much told me, you're too dumb. You're too dumb to be in the Air Force. Why don't you try the Army? So I said, I don't know. I'll try the Navy, so I went into the Navy, and I really studied. I studied, I think, like 2 years to be able to pass the ASVAB. My first try at the ASVAB was when I was in high school, and I didn't pass it, and I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough knowledge, and I was just very, very dumb. I was very dumb. I'm not just like big idiot who can't pass a simple test, and I gave up for a few years. Then I went to work, and and I was working with some guys that had been in the Navy and the Army, and they got me inspired again. And so, I was in my 20s, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna try it again. I went and I took the ASVAB, and guess what? I failed again. I failed. I was just, believe me, studying is not my strong suit. And then I went and I said, I'm going to do this one more time. I went to the recruiter and I said, hey, is there anything I can do that you guys can help me to pass the ASVAB? I really want to go into the Navy. So I worked very hard to get into the Navy, extremely hard. And finally, You Find People of the United States gave me the opportunity to join because I finally passed. I passed and I was so excited, and then I went into the recruiting station at the time, and I said, hey, I want to train. Do you guys have a division where you guys are recruiting for or training, preparing Navy SEALs? And they said, yeah, as a matter of fact, the Navy SEALs train on this day. I said, can I attend those trainings? And they said, yeah, absolutely. So I got really fit with the SEALs, to this very day. I'll stop the video right here and I go and I bust out, 25 to 35 push-ups, and then pull-ups, same number. That's just a 5-minute break. So I still try to keep it up. Not that I'm really good at it. I'm not. I'm really not. My brain just sort of, I wanted to train my brain that way. But so I started training with the Navy SEALs for the recruits, right? And so that lasted for a year. I wanted to train with them to get really ready for the Navy. I did, and at the time I was doing a little bit of multifamily and stuff. So I was having those 2 jobs. And then it was finally time to go. Went to Great Lakes, and the rest is history. Then I moved around a little bit and ended up in Florida, and I love Florida, and that's where my heart is. I traveled the world with the Navy. The Navy paid my college. I attended FSU, and I graduated with I'm the first one in my family to have graduated with a degree. I have a degree in marketing because I knew I needed marketing to do real estate well. And so I've been preparing to do real estate well. So I have a degree in marketing. So when it comes to marketing, I believe I am qualified enough, not because I'm smart, I just explained. And by the way, when I was going to school, that was such a struggle. I couldn't pass. I always kept C averages, except in the subjects that I loved, which were marketing. So, but when it came to math or math and other subjects, science or whatever, those were abysmal. I mean, I barely made those classes, barely passed them, because I just don't, I'm not very good at that. And in real estate, you don't even need to know a whole lot of math. You just arithmetic and basic subtraction, division, that type of stuff. But you don't really utilize too much of the algebra or whatever, at least not in my experience. But I was able to graduate. As I said, the first one in my family to have graduated. My parents never did. My siblings never did. I have 5 siblings. They never did. My great grandparents, my grandparents, great grandparents, nobody. I've not known anyone in my family that graduated from college or university or anything, but I did. I graduated from a university, and that was an accomplishment for me. I've come to, appreciate other things about life much better than that, but it was at the time, and it still is something, that I appreciate. But one of the greatest honors of my life was to have served in the United States Navy. And the other great honor is to be a dad and a husband and a family man. But the greatest honor really is being able to read my Bible and you know, being able to have the ability to do that because of the country. You know, many people throughout the centuries didn't have that opportunity, but we do, and I appreciate that. Appreciate that this country allows us to do that, and that's part of the reason why I joined the military. You know, when I was in the military, the commanders, you know, you got to know them and stuff. You know, the upper brass and stuff. I wanted to be an officer, but you know, I tried, believe me. But they said, Ben, you should go get a degree, then come back in the Navy once you have a degree, and then you can apply. But that didn't go in that way. I wanted to do that, but it just wasn't going to happen. I just didn't have the brains to do it, you know, the ability to do it. Like I said, I'm below average. I've always been below average, you know, all my classes everywhere, any class I've taken, you know, I'm always below average. I know that. Most people, you know, believe me, I know people in the military, they teach a lot of that stuff, but it always takes me forever to understand subjects, always. So I say all of that to let you know that if I was able to make it, you know, it was very hard in the Navy, you know, because I had to keep up. The only thing I was good at was physical endurance. That's it. But the Navy is not all physical endurance. You know, I didn't have the mental endurance. I didn't have the mental capabilities to make it through subjects. Anyway, this is a video about you being able to do what I'm about to talk about and what I'm about to show you, not only in this video, but in the next few videos, which is wholesaling. Wholesaling real estate every day, wholesaling real estate, right? How do we do that? How do we stand out? How do we do this better? So I'm encouraging you that if I can do this, you can do it. So now a year ago, I decided to do this full time, finally out of the Navy, you know, completely out of the Navy, except for, you know, the paperwork, which they still have not given me. I don't know, they're backed up or something. I don't know. They can't get something straight. They still have not given me final paperwork and stuff. But who knows? Who knows what's going on? But finally out of the Navy, and I decided I'm going to go into real estate. What do? I have 3 kids at the time. Now I have 4, right? 4. And I'm like, I don't have a paycheck. What am I going to do? You know? So anyway, throughout the years, I have been in real estate and stuff, made money, etc. So I just said, you know what if because I was pursuing being an officer, but again, that didn't work out. So I just decided, you know what, with the pandemics and all this kind of stuff, I'll just get out. So after having given everything up, because I did have a business prior to the Navy, you know, I had to give a lot of it up, you know, because as I said, the Navy just sort of took everything from me because I had to really pay attention, get my qualifications, get my, you know, get certified, background checks, you know, FBI checks, you know, get all of that stuff, you know, a lot of the trainings, a lot of the modules and stuff like that for the career I had in the military. So I had to do all of that. And so it just, because I'm not as smart as other people, it took me a lot longer. So that's kind of like, I couldn't do 2 things at once. As much as I wanted to do real estate full time, or as much as I couldn't even really dedicate too much. So I gave it up, you know, for a while. But coming out of the Navy, I wanted to dive back into doing real estate full time, and I did. So I asked myself, what is the easiest way to do it? What is the fastest and easiest way to do it? Get back into wholesaling, eventually fixing and flipping houses, etc. So what did I do? Collaborate. That's it. That is the name of the game. If you want to go fast, you have to overcome one thing, which is the one thing I had to overcome. Part of the reason why I make these videos, which is get out there. Get out there. You know, roll up your sleeves, get to work. Don't stay inside your house. In terms of, like, you can be online for sure, you know, but don't just try to be a recluse and be, you know, have anxiety of talking with people. If you want to be in real estate and you want to start in real estate and you want to be active in real estate, and the fastest way to a deal, to a actual deal of your own is to collaborate. You got to collaborate with other people. Even I advocate that, you know, I do have some money that I do lend out, you know, because I'm a lender. I lend anything that I have of my own, I lend it out. But that wasn't always the case, you know. So in this video, I'm just trying to show you that the name of the game is to collaborate with other people. You know, the other wholesalers who are vested into their business in your city, your town. You got to reach out to them. You got to reach out to them. Go on Google and type, you know, the name of your city, the state, and then type sell my house fast, right? Which is, you know, the people that are buying cash. And then you just collaborate with everybody. And you just make your name known. That's what I did. And I have a ton of videos that maybe one day I'll release over the last year of me talking to hundreds of wholesalers. So I developed, now I was going through the list this morning. There are only a few states, maybe 2 or 3 states, where I do not have connections with wholesalers. But I spoke to hundreds from every state because I wanted to do national wholesaling, right? And I wanted to do deals, right? The only city where I didn't was in my city here in Daytona, because I just didn't think it was big enough to find as many. I tried, but it was very hard to find people in Daytona. So there's not as many. There's only like, I don't know, a few that I found. But I don't know why that's an anomaly. I guess I have no idea. But nonetheless, you got to collaborate. If you want to get the fastest way to a deal is to collaborate with other people. That's plain and simple. Whether you are a gator lender or you are a wholesaler, you got to collaborate. Or a buy and hold investor, you got to collaborate with people. You got to find these deals from other people. So every day you'll see me making these calls. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to make phone calls. And so we're going to do live calls here right now. And we're going to be talking to a lot of people. And so the mindset of collaboration has to be always, you always have to have it in the back of your head. Why? Because as you talk to sellers, you will find other investors who have other properties. You will find potential lenders. You will find cash buyers. You will find other talent. I've spoken to many potential sellers who tell me that they would like to get into real estate investing. You know, real estate investing is a very, very interesting subject to everybody. I don't think most people, I've never met anyone who doesn't like real estate investing. You know, some people criticize wholesaling, some people criticize other strategies like the BRRRR strategy or whatever. But for the most part, it's just a strategy that they have an issue with. But the whole concept of real estate investing, they don't criticize. Because criticizing it would mean that they're not going to do it. So it's very interesting to talk about real estate. So with that being said, every phone call I make, I'm always looking for lenders. I'm always looking for deals, of course. Motivated seller. I'm always looking to JV with somebody and collaborate. I'm always looking for, you know, people to help me in me helping them. How can I help you? Right. So you got to give something to receive, you know, give before you receive. And that's what I aim to do. And so that's the main reason I make these videos. So if you're new to wholesaling, if you want to start wholesaling, let's do some deals together. That is, let's collaborate. This video is all about collaborating, right? So let's collaborate. Now I'm finding myself after not even a year. It has not been a year yet. We're closing on buy and hold strategies. 16 units, 16 doors. Yeah, 16 doors. No, 17, 19 doors after a 1 year of just going like nonstop, making calls, making these videos all the time as well, collaborating with people. 19 doors in 1 year. We did that. And that's not even, that's just the beginning, because we have a full pipeline. I mean, I can't even keep up. So I need your help as well. I have some deals that you can help me with and make a fee on as well. So let's collaborate. That is the name of the game. Let's do that. And let's not waste any more time. Let's get into wholesaling 101. What do we do? What do we do? What have I been doing for the past year to get me deals, right? A lot of you guys have been struggling and still cannot get a deal done, cannot get a deal under contract. I mean, now we're getting deals under contract. I mean, I had a text this morning, 3 texts this morning, when I'm going to send a contract from sellers, you know? So I have to do that today. I have to send out contracts today. Right now I'm to the point to where if I lose a deal, it's not going to break me. I don't want to say that I don't care. I do care, but you know, if I do, because we have so many of them, so many deals. My pipeline is full. I have nearly, 1,000 people that would like to sell, either as a straight wholesale or a sub-2 deal or a creative finance deal, both commercial, residential, and also land. I have this lady, for example, has been calling me, blowing up my phone. She's got 120 acres of land that need to be developed in Central Florida. I mean, this is a really nice deal. Can't get to it because we're closing on these 16 doors, or the last batch of them. So we've been working on that very hard. So we need to collaborate, right? We need to collaborate. That's the name of the game. So the first thing that will get you deals, so your number one marketing strategy is collaboration. Go into Facebook groups. I mean, by the way, we have a Facebook group as well. I've collaborated with a bunch of people in my Facebook group, right? And so that we have about 5,000 people in that group. Feel free to join, the description below, look below to join the group. Let me make sure that it is there. Okay. So you got to do that. You got to collaborate. That's your number one marketing strategy. It doesn't cost you anything. You can do this without any money down, right? Without spending any money on marketing. You can collaborate. Go collaborate with everybody. Everybody collaborate with our group. Okay, linked below. So collaborate. If you are watching this video, collaborate with me. Send me a message. My contact info is below. Send me an email, text, whatever you want to do. A message on social media. Whatever you want to do, let's collaborate. Okay. So that's number one. That's for free. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay. The next thing I did, I was knocking on doors. And so I got a few deals that way. The third thing I was doing, I started to spend money because deals started to happening. Money started coming in, right? And so then we started to do some cold calling. And so I hired a few people to help me cold call. And that they're doing it right now. I haven't even seen their latest leads because I'm so backed up. So I did that. And I combined it, the people who we called at least 10 times. So here's the thing about cold calling. And I'm going to give you the secret right now, which is 10,000 people per month list, right? You got to be able to get at least 10,000, preferably 20,000 people per month. But let's just leave it at 10,000 per month, a list of 10,000 people. And you call them, you hire somebody to do it. And you call them how many times? Each one of them, 10 times, 10 times. So you have to have a super fast dialer. if you want my systems exactly how, drop a line below or contact me, because I have a very sophisticated system that it will take me forever to explain, right? And I don't want to explain, I don't want this to be all theory and stuff. I want to show you. Then you have to have a CRM. If you do not have a CRM, you are going to struggle. Podio, it used to be free. I think they're charging now. I don't think they have a free account, but you can use monday.com, or you can use, that's free, I think, for the first, I don't know, 100 something. Or you can use Trello. Use Trello. That, because you can organize the pipeline according to how, I explain this in my other videos, but people who you reached out and they raised their hand and said yes, then you call them and they don't answer, so they go into a certain stage. Then another stage is you set up an appointment. Then another stage is people who you're making an offer to, then properties under contract, then finding a buyer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So you have to create all these stages. And so if you want to see my exact stages, then you let me know. Anyway, so I went ahead and I set up my CRM. And then I've been building automations within that CRM, because guess what? It's not the cold calling that's the big problem, it's the follow-up. If you are not set up as a follow-up call center, the whole thing is gonna fall apart. You've got to follow up. You've got to, and that is on you. So the cold caller is calling, making, 10,000, contacting 10,000 people a month. And that's what I did. So I'm just talking about my experience, 10,000 people per month. And then you keep adding. So by the end of the year, I don't know what my database is. I don't know, like 200,000, 300,000 records or something. I don't know, something like that. But we're contacting them. Then as money started to come in even more, then started doing some direct mail. But then you have to follow up as well. And then I started doing a bunch of Facebook ads. As a matter of fact, it pains me to say it, I have to stop my Facebook or slow it down. Slow it down. Just slow down those ads, right? I have to slow down the ads because I just got 3 new leads this morning, and that's who we're going to call. So anyway, you see me doing this. So if you're interested in all of my systems, this is not a course. I'm not going to sell them to you. It's not like I'm promoting my course. I don't have a course. I'm just doing deals. I never understood why people charge for a course, like wholesaling. I never understood it. I'll just teach you everything that I know. Because as I said, I served in the United States Navy, so I'm used to giving more than receiving. So I'm just going to give you everything I've done for free. I hope that it helps you. I hope that it shows you something that you can use to change your life. And so now I'm happy to say that even my house right here that I have, within the last year, I got it using these strategies. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm going to start calling here. We've been at this for like 40 something minutes. This is a live training. So let's do some deals here. Okay, so I'm logging into my CRM that I'm talking about. And all we do is we just follow up. That's my job every single day. And over the last year, I've had really great partners that I still have. So no, this is an amazing way that I've discovered to do the business. 721 active leads. It's just insane. It's so many of them. So I'm going to Okay, I'm gonna go to the very latest ones here. So she scheduled an appointment with us. So I'm gonna look up her address and see. Some properties I'm just not interested in anymore. So yeah, this is the video that's going to be the longest about my story. I don't really like talking about myself. I'm a very private person, but I figured you guys would want to know who is talking to you. Okay. So it's an appointment. Okay, I don't know if I have an address. I don't think I have an address. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, so this is in Deltona. Okay, great. All right, let's figure out. So pulling it up on, first of all, what I like to do is I like to put it on Google just to see if there's any bad news or something, you know. And what you see me doing in these videos, I do it every day and I get deals. This is pretty much, it's so simple. It's so easy. Anybody, like I said, that's why I spent so much time explaining to you how smart you are versus me. You're much smarter. I guarantee you anything. And I think I started saying this when I started making these videos. So there's videos of me saying that because it is true. I guarantee you the average person is smarter than I am. Oh, it's a nice house. Nice neighborhood. Okay, so I'm looking at Google Maps. I don't show my live deals anymore because people are shady. And so I apologize because not you, but other people, man, they're really shady. So 198, rent's estimate 1,400, estimated refi payment 1,100. So it would cash flow as a cash flow deal. 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Okay, so not very desirable, but let's call. She scheduled an appointment, but let's see if we can talk to her right away. Okay, so she described the property for us. How long have you owned the property? 10 years. What kind of repairs, maintenance? Very little paint. I have the paint, 2 closet doors, magnets on the kitchen cabinets. I have done a lot of work on the house. Roof is 5 years old. I'm a single female. It's just hard to keep up the house. I'm wanting to move back with my family up north. I'm behind on my taxes, 2 years, going on 3. I can catch it up with help from a friend, but try not to. Taxes are only $600 a year. I have added a square footage onto the back, so it's actually 3-bedroom, 1-bath with a huge walk-in closet, stucco on the outside, concrete block, very large shed on the back. Does not what she said, leak, does not leak at all. It looks nice, except needs pressure. Lots of mature landscaping. So the house is about 1,000 square feet under air, excellent condition, air conditioner. I have put a few new windows in the main bedrooms. The 3rd bedroom I was talking about is not large as, oh man, the way she types. excellent office with an outside door. I was a realtor for 38 years and did run my own business out of my house, an air conditioning company, all new ceiling fans. So she says, I was a realtor for 38 years. All new ceiling fans, new cabinets. Very cute house, very well maintained, solid. Would like to stay in the house for at least 30 days after closing. I do have a lot of my health, a lot to do. My health is not real good, so it will take me a little longer. Thank you. Hope we can put something together. Okay, no realtor. She gave us a lot of details here. A lot of details. Okay, so I'm going to call her Deborah. I'm gonna run it.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, Deborah. How are you? This is Ben.
Oh, I'm fine. And you?
Oh, doing great, doing great. You having a good morning?
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, I was reading through the notes and everything you typed, all the information. I appreciate you taking the time to submit all that information.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I was just initially doing a little bit of due diligence online and wanted to see. I do understand about moving out, and after we close, you said 30 days at least after we close.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you also mentioned that you're going back up north, right?
Yes.
Okay. How far north are you going?
Ohio.
Ohio. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Ohio. My son, my oldest son, he was born in Ohio. I was in the military traveling around, and so he just ended up being born there. So I'm familiar with Ohio. It's a nice place.
Okay, where at?
Dayton, Ohio.
Okay, that's not far from where I've got family all over, but Russell Point, Indian Lake, it's just north of Dayton.
Oh yeah.
It's right near Lima.
Is that near Kettering as well?
I'm not sure where Kettering is.
Yeah, because he was born.
My children is in Circleville.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I know where that's at. Okay, yeah.
And grandchildren.
It's beautiful. I like Ohio, and especially the winters. He was born in a winter storm. But
oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, there was a winter storm. I was just getting out of boot camp at the time, and I wasn't able to make it for the birth. I was able to make it a few hours later, but yeah, I was delayed because there was a winter storm.
Oh, it went in 76, was it, or 78?
No. This is just back in 2010.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you sound young.
Well, I appreciate that. But yeah, the house looks very nice. I mean, and I was more or less just wanting to figure out two things. One would be, I'd like to come take a look at it, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
And,
today is not good.
Okay, so I know that you set up the appointment, and you said, let's see here, so July 28th, so that'd be tomorrow, right? Okay.
It's a disaster right now. I've brought stuff from storage, and I'm getting ready to have a big garage sale.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
that's okay.
Gotcha.
I'm going through clothes. I've got so many projects going on that you can see it.
Oh man, yeah, it's always fun when you find old things that you haven't seen in years. So yeah, that's always...
Well, it wasn't that long. It wasn't.
Yeah. So, okay. So that's the first thing. We can figure that out. The second thing I wanted to figure out, I noticed that you didn't have an estimated price, what you'd like to sell it for. So I wanted to figure.
I was putting it on the market at 220 if I put it on the market, and I've just not been able to get it on the market. So I've been trying for a year.
I understand.
I can't get it. I can't get it presentable, and plus I've put about 40,000 in it just in the last year and a half.
Oh wow! Okay.
And then when I got the house, I put about 60 in it. Because we did all new. I mean, I did a lot. This house was awful. I mean, awful. There was squatters in it, and they did black graffiti all over every wall. It took 3 coats of paint to fix it. I mean, I had to put a roof on. I had to. I've done a lot. Yeah. I can't even remember. The air conditioner was about 10. Because we did all the ductwork was just replaced last year. No, this year. Yeah. This year. Because I had a tree rat that decided to go to coma.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I didn't know until all the damage was done. So I've had to. I replaced all the ductwork when I replaced the air, but I just had to replace it all again.
I see.
So yeah, and all the holes are covered now. There was a couple holes in the soffits, and I didn't know it.
Yeah. Okay.
Florida's known.
Yeah, I can see that. So you said 220 is what you were gonna list it for?
Right.
Okay, 220.
But I would, of course, I'm not asking 220 from you, but I gotta get enough to be able to pay off the loan and to get myself settled, and I need a car, and I'm going to put up a tiny house on my brother's property up there.
Okay. So what would be like the very bottom, the very least you would take for it?
Well, to be honest, I've got one guy that's offered 170.
170. Okay.
That's an offer I have from an investor here. And I've kind of had him on the back burner because that was a little low for me. I told him if he would go to 180, I would take it.
Okay.
But he didn't do that yet, but he hadn't even seen the house.
Okay. So you would take it for, or you would sell it for 180. So 180 would be a cash transaction for you, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 180. Okay. I think we could do that. I mean, of course, I'd like to come see it as well to confirm that, but I think we can do 180. That wouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
So let me do this. Let's do this. I want you to finish the couple things, projects or whatnot. Why don't we try for how about we can try for Saturday, if that's okay with you, or even Sunday. If
Saturday I'm still done. I have to be there at 12.
Okay. So I didn't hear what you said prior to you had to be there at 12.
Oh, I'm getting my nails done.
Oh, well, that's fun. That's fun. So you have to be there.
I do it once.
That's nice. Okay. So would you still want to do it sometime even before or after?
Well, yeah, I guess I could do.
Or if it's better just to keep the appointment the way it is, we could do that. I mean, I just want to make it easy on you. That's all.
That's fine. There's no way I can get the house straightened up. I mean, so you're just gonna. I've got boxes everywhere and bins, and
No problem at all.
I've put closets, and so I mean, I also work. I'm a home health care aide, and yeah. So I've been working a lot. I haven't been home for 3 weeks. This is the first time I've been home in 3 weeks. So.
Oh my goodness.
It's going that's why it's going very slow. But if I could just pack what I need to pack, and then we've had rain every day, so it was hard to get a garage sale going. And
yeah. So why don't we do this? Let's do it a different way. What I will do is I am just going to go ahead and write up just a very simple agreement. Go ahead and send it to you. And on the agreement, I will put the 2 contingencies, which is 1, after we close, we'll give you, between 30 and 45 days, to give you some time to move. And then we'll put a little bit of an inspection period. And that just means me going out there and taking a look at it. We're not hiring an inspector or anything like that, like the bank. And for that, during that period is when I can come and see it. So we'll close in like 90 days, just to give you enough time to do everything, right? And so during that point, of course, we'll try to do it before the 90 days, as soon as possible.
I would prefer before, because I'm having trouble making this mortgage payment too. And the taxes are due by September, October. Yeah. Okay. So how much are the mortgage payments, if you don't mind me asking? 600.
600. Okay.
I'm only paying in.
Go ahead.
And I keep paying interest on the house and not have anything to, I just hate doing it.
Yeah, for sure. I hate doing that too. Do you have any idea how much the balance is on that mortgage?
It's 60,000. I have only been paying interest.
60,000. Okay.
So it's exactly 60.
Exactly 60. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is very doable. So if we did it before September, so we can do 60 days tops, and then we'll try to close it within just a couple of weeks. I think we can do that. And then also, like I said, giving you the 30, 45 days to do whatever you need to do to take care of things. So let me go ahead and write it up. I'll go ahead and write it up, email it to you. I got your email address.
I don't have to finish the repairs, right?
No, you don't. It's as is. You don't even have to clean it. Don't worry about any of that stuff.
Oh, I wouldn't do that to you.
No. I'm serious. It really doesn't matter, because a lot of times what we do, come in and we bring in, a contractor, and they walk in with, dirty boots and everything else, it doesn't matter, because we like to add certain different touches or whatever, replace, upgrade certain things. I know that you've done a lot of work, but it's just for efficiency's sake. Like, for example, the electrical panel, have you replaced that? They're
all brand new.
It's brand new. Okay.
I've added one and put a new one in.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, because I put in a 6-man hot tub in the back, but I've recently sold that.
Okay.
So I only have to add a new panel to the back, so I just did it all.
Okay. Fantastic.
There's good. A lot of things, just until you mention it. There's only 4 new windows. They're double pane. The rest are single pane. So that's one thing you might want to do.
Okay.
But that would be 1, 2, 3 in the bathroom. And then in the back room, there's 3 back there, but I wouldn't even mess with those.
Yeah.
But that's up to you.
Right. Okay. Well, that sounds good. Let me go ahead and write up a simple agreement. We'll email it to you, and then we'll start working on it. What do you think?
Okay. Okay. But I don't want it to be too long, because if you're not going to take it after inspection, I want, don't wait too long for the inspection.
That's right. Yes, ma'am. I will make a note of that on the agreement.
Okay.
I'm writing it down right now, just so I don't forget.
Right, because I've got to get it on the market if I don't sell to an investor.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. For sure. For sure. You got it.
It's just so much. I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
The whole inside's just been painted. There's a few spots that needs to be done, but I planned on doing them, but I just haven't.
Yes, ma'am.
And I've got all the material to do the work.
Yeah, all of that stuff, we'll take care of it. You don't have to do it. Okay.
What I'm saying is I'll just leave the stuff here, and you can have the materials. They're all brand new. I
appreciate that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, that will definitely work. Okay. Yeah, let's work together on this. Let me write up the agreement. And then I will text you. You're very good at texting. I noticed that, and you get up early too. So I will text you when it's ready, when I've emailed it to you, so you're aware. And then we can get on the phone again to go over the agreement, just to make sure that if you have any questions, you have me right there, on the phone, and then we can start to work on it.
Okay, are you emailing it or texting it?
I'm going to email you the agreement, but I'm going to text you that I've emailed it to you, okay?
Okay, that works.
You got it.
I've got like 40,000 emails I haven't looked at, so.
I know. That's why I like to text, just to let you know.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. Okay, Deborah.
I never have the time.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you got it.
Thank you very much.
You got it. We'll talk shortly, okay? Likewise.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. So there you go. This is a good deal because there's very little. This can become pretty much a very fast deal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the address here, and I'm going to get myself the other thing I do, which I'm glad I talk about this while I'm actually taking the actions, is because I let's see here. Give me a second here. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna get it over here on my MLS access here. So the ARV is about 220 on this. So ARV 220. We could do 180, like she said. And she's done a lot of work to it, but it's not very desirable. So we may have to come back and negotiate a little bit more. But I feel good about 180. Yeah, I do. I actually feel really good about that. So we are going to go right here. And our confidence level here is 4. Okay, so I'm going to send a contract. So just like that, this came from Facebook ads. So if you want my Facebook ads help or whatever, or my system, I can give it to you. Just let me know below. So very nice lady. I'm gonna put the notes here. Put in my CRM. I'll also give you access to my CRM if you want it, so you don't have to pay for it. Just let me know below. Okay, I'm here to help you. She's a very nice lady. She has a mortgage for exactly 60,000, as she said, and she pays $600 per month. Period. She'd like to sell for 180,000, but she has an offer from another investor at 170. So if we give her 180, she'll sign it. Period. I am going to draw up a contract and send it to her right away. Period. The property looks in excellent condition. Period. She was going to list it for 220, but she hasn't gotten around to it. She's going to move up north, like she said, with her brother, who's going to let her build a small little shed or something to that effect. So she needs the money for that. Period. As well as she will need 30 to 45 days after closing to be able to move out. So we will try to see if we can make that happen. Period. New paragraph. I will send the agreement and then talk about coming and seeing the house. Okay. So we want the contracts first and then sending somebody out to come and see the house, right? So I'm going to put this one here on negotiating. So I have to get this. I have to get this contract done. Okay, active. Okay. All right, so I know that we talked a lot about this and stuff, but what I'm going to do right now is I am going to take a break. We're gonna come back later for a second video, and that video is gonna be all about making calls. So on this one, it was simple, just built it's the system, the YouTube, I'm sorry, the Facebook system, got us the ad, got us the lead from the ad, called. It's under market. She wants to sell in the market. She understands that we're cash buying, cash buyers. So now we just have to do the deal. This took exactly, not even that. She, as you heard, she saw our ad this morning, booked the appointment. I called her this morning, just before I started doing the video, and you saw it live. So this deal, you know, is taking no more than 2 or 3 hours to get under contract. Okay, so I'm gonna go do that, write the contract, and come back, because that's what we have to do. And I don't want you to like have to be bored by it. It's very simple. I'll make another video, maybe have to write a contract. But for now, let's just keep it talking about deals, okay? Send me a message. Let's collaborate. See you next time. Bye-bye.